Hello everyone, welcome to Simply Speaking, a podcast where I delve into topics surrounding life experiences and popular trends while analyzing human behavior. I'm your host, Fifi Hudson. I'll be uploading new episodes every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, it's Fifi here. We are on episode 2 of the podcast, and we are talking about today how to make and maintain friendships. So how can one make friends? Well, being friendly and approachable, having a positive attitude, having an open mind, putting yourself out there, be the first to approach somebody, and by having mutual friends who know other people who can introduce you. So, where can one go to meet people? There's community-centered places, school, work, places of worship, the gym, carnivals, festivals, things of that nature. There's different specific activities like sports, clubs and societies, nonprofits, and volunteer work, and different hobbies. There's other random places like, the store, the bus stop, the park. And as I said, through mutual friends and private events. So weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, dinner parties, barbecues, holidays, dinners, so on and so forth. And who should people choose to be friends with? Pretty much anyone can be friends with anyone, almost. There are some exceptions though. Children should obviously be friends with each other. Teenagers should obviously be friends with each other. And adults should obviously be friends with each other. It'd be a little bit weird for somebody who's over the age of 18 or who's way over the age of 18 to be friends with somebody who's 5. That's a little bit odd, obviously. But children amongst each other, teenagers amongst each other, and adults amongst each other, that is the safe zone for friendships. Friendships should span across race, religion, and beliefs and ideologies. You could be friends with people regardless of your values, your principles, your lifestyles. You could still be friends with different people. So how do you cultivate a friendship? You cultivate a friendship by spending time together. So you also cultivate a friendship by being consistent. You also do it by establishing trust, by setting boundaries, and by following all the other key aspects of friendship. Last week, we talked about the aspects of friendship, and they were love, trust, honesty, respect, support, kindness, loyalty, encouragement, reliability, consistency, patience, and empathy. All those things are extremely important for a strong, true friendship. And that is how you cultivate your friendship. So, quality time, spending time together, that's how you get to know each other. By being each other's presence, that's how you get to know each other, find out who the person really is. Because if they were faking it in the beginning, they can't fake it the whole time. Eventually, things are going to come out. The truth is going to come out. But yeah, if you want to discover who the person really is and get used to who they are and what they stand for, understand them better, you got to spend time with them. And not just in one specific setting, in multiple different settings. That's why casual friends, they might bond over one specific activity, but then you won't know them outside of that activity. So if you guys only play video games together, you won't only know them as the person who's really good at video games. You won't know them to be a loving or kind person necessarily that you contact with. Establishing trust, learning to trust one another, because when you cultivate a true friendship, there's a sense of trust there, like you have confidence in that person to have your back or to keep your secrets, or when you're in need of something, you trust that person to help you with that situation. Trust is very important. Setting boundaries, we talked about this last week. Don't be calling people at 3 a.m. if they don't want you to call them at 3 a.m. Don't be making rude comments or jokes that the person doesn't necessarily like. If there's certain subjects that you don't really agree on, just agree to disagree and move forward. Don't be in people's personal space. Mind your business. If they want you to mind your business, mind your business. No unsolicited advice. Things of that nature, setting boundaries. People of the opposite sex and who are coming together as friends, if one person makes it clear from the beginning that they don't want to be anything more than friends, don't cross that boundary. It's pretty simple. And yeah, that's kind of how you cultivate a friendship. All those things. So, what is my personal experiences with making friends? In elementary school, I introduced myself during recess or breaks or different school events. I would have to go to people, especially in grade 4 when I moved cities. I was a new person, and I was a visible minority, what they would call a visible minority, and so I had to go out of my way to make friends and to meet with people. And oftentimes I bonded with people who were studious and very academically inclined. And my one close friend from elementary school, we were in the same class in grade 4, and we bonded over being immigrants kids, and we were super focused in school, so like very studious. And we were friends ever since. Even though we went to separate high schools and separate universities, we were still friends. And no matter what, we tried to at least meet in person once a year. And occasionally there'd be a phone call or some text messages that would occur between us. So there was some level of consistency, unspoken agreement that yes, no matter what, we would meet or we would reach out to each other once a year. Then I got to high school, again, introducing myself during break time, lunchtime, and school events in order to make friends. And people at the same program, same classes, I made friends with them as well. And so my close high school friends, one of them I met originally at a science fair in elementary school, and I think we had exchanged emails or something. We talked for a little bit, but that kind of fell off. And then I saw her again at orientation. I was like, I know you. So we got to I reintroduced myself, we got to talking, and we became friends. We had a lot of the same classes because we were in the same program, and we became friends. We clicked. We're both children of immigrants, so yeah, we bonded over that and bonded over being really studious and academic, and that really worked out for us. And my other friend I met, I think, in the 10th grade, and we bonded, again, over being children of immigrants, being Black, how we both held our faith in high regard despite being of different religions. And I keep in touch with her, and I keep in touch with my other friend as well. And eventually, the three of us became a little trio, and we all started hanging out together, and these two have supported me tremendously during this pandemic with all that has happened. So I'm very appreciative of them. And then I got to university, and I met friends in my classes and in my residence and bonded that way. But there's one really close friend. We met through a mutual friend who lived on the same floor as me. And at first we were pretty casual friends, especially in first year. We were just getting to know each other. But we got closer because we were in the same faculty and department at the university. So we had a lot of the same classes together, which was really nice. And she was extremely focused and extremely studious, which helped motivate me to strive for the best I could, because she really set the bar really, really high. And we became a lot more close during second year, and were able to open up more about things happening in our lives. And each and every day we established more and more trust. And even with the difficult circumstances that we faced, especially within the last couple of years, that those things brought us closer together because of how we supported each other. And that's why I'm able to call her my best friend. That's not to say that all my other close friends I don't love them any less, but her and I, we have a special bond, which is really, really nice. How does human behavior come into play when it comes to friendships? Humans lean towards whatever's easiest, most beneficial, or the most enjoyable thing for them. So when people enter a friendship, they will have this mindset and act accordingly. True friendship will require some level of compromise and empathy, because the two parties will be in conflict when trying to push their needs and wants into the friendship. Birds of a feather flock together. That saying is so popular. People of similar mindsets, values, interests, and lifestyles will always hang out together. This is why people of the same or similar religion, race, hobbies, incomes, etc. will always congregate together. This is also why people will seek out echo chambers so they can receive validation for their beliefs and opinions. It's important to diversify one's friend group so that one can be more well-rounded in terms of learning different opinions, experiences, and perspectives. This, in turn, will help with empathy, so understanding other people's situations, mercy and grace, making accommodations or adjustments or exceptions for friends, and help you with your wisdom, learning from others' mistakes and experiences. Lastly, people are easily influenced and led by their friends. Very common with human behavior. People don't want to be outside the norm or the odd one out, so they will follow each other. Whatever each other is doing, they'll follow it. People will give in to peer pressure in order to fit in with the majority because nobody wants to be the odd one out. That's why it's important to choose your friend circle wisely to be positively influenced instead of negatively influenced. So those are the main things that I've learned about how human behavior comes into play with friendships. So that is my discussion on how to make and maintain friends. Really, it's just about putting yourself out there, being available, learning to show yourself friendly so that you can make friends, just like I talked about last week. It's really important. And during this pandemic, you just got to get creative in the ways that you can meet people. There are even different social media apps that are now available for you to meet people. There's this app that I used called Slowly, which is a pen pal app. So you write letters to people from around the world, and the closer you live to each other, the faster your letter will deliver, and the farther away you live to each other, the longer it takes for your letter to deliver. And it was really nice to talk to people internationally. I made a few friends that way. We bonded over common interests because you have filters on the topics you want to discuss. So a lot of it was movies and books and things of that nature, which was really nice. And yeah, it's a lot of this making friends is like by trial and error. So you might not succeed at the very beginning or the first try in terms of attempting to make friends, but eventually you'll get there. You just got to stay the course. And no man is an island, like I said last week. So it's important to maintain these friendships and to have these friendships in terms of your mental health and your overall well-being and happiness. It's very important for people to interact with people. They need human interaction with each other. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short episode. I'm going to talk about healthy and unhealthy friendships next. Thank you. This ends another episode of Simply Speaking. I'm your host, Fifi Hudson. Thank you all for listening. See you all soon.